Hello, my lovelies. Thank you for joining us. Well, today we have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries at 19 degrees. Now, there is something called the degree theory. So 19 is a Libra degree. So it's all to do with balance and harmony and relationships. So when we have an eclipse, it is a darkening of the light. And eclipse, the word, comes from the Greek Eclipses, which means fails to appear, which I thought is a very interesting phrase. As on the 25th of March, we had a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. So when there's a full moon eclipse, and a lunar eclipse, it is to do with the female, the feminine energy, the moon being receptive and feminine. So who failed to appear around that eclipse? So the eclipse we have today is a solar eclipse, meaning the sun. So the sun is the masculine energy, the male energy. So when there is a solar eclipse, somebody male will fail to appear. So his light will be eclipsed, it will be hidden, it will depart. So there are a number of characters who could possibly be eclipsed around this time. So the energy of an eclipse is not just on the actual day, it can be the month before and up to 6 months after. Because every 6 months we have 2 eclipses, so there'd be another lot around about September, October time. So I've been digging a little bit, and I found that 2 prominent males in their birth charts are being highlighted today, one of whom is the Prime Minister of Great Britain, and it is hitting his moon in his birth chart, which is to do with the people. And another prominent person in the USA with a surname beginning with T, this eclipse is hitting his midheaven, which is to do with how he is seen in the public and his career. So it will be very interesting to see what comes up in the days to come, weeks to come, months to come, of how things can vanish or fail to appear quite suddenly, because an eclipse is, it can be fast, it can be boom, gone, finished. One example I can give you of somebody vanishing on an eclipse, we had in the UK here a comedian called Eric Morecambe, and he and his partner, they were known as Morecambe and Wise. And Eric Morecambe was playing live on stage, and he had a heart attack, and boom, he was gone. The audience thought it was a joke because he was a comedian, but they closed the curtains, and sadly he had gone on that eclipse. So the energy of that eclipse related to his birth chart was just, that's it, time's up, contract's finished, off you go. So for you viewers, if you want to look into these things a little bit further, you can look up the birth charts of certain prominent people and see where 19 degrees of Aries falls in their birth chart. You may find on a personal level, because the axis of the eclipses is Libra and Aries, it is the relationships we have. So initially with ourselves, what needs to no longer be prominent in our own lives could be to do with your health, because Chiron is conjunct this eclipse. So Chiron is known as the wounded healer in the Greek mythology. He was the half horse, half human, so a centaur. And he taught all the young gods on Mount Olympus. He taught them the art of war, but he also taught them the art of healing. So he had a dual, or probably even more, purpose in his lifetime. And he's called the wounded healer because Perseus, who killed the Gorgon, the lady with the snakes in her hair, right? And he came to show off and say to everybody, "Oh, look, I've decapitated the Gorgon." Again, a very interesting, perhaps, correlation. And one of the arrows that he had in his quiver had some of the Gorgon's blood drip onto it. Now, the Gorgon's blood was poisonous. And it nicked Chiron on his rump, so the horse part of him. And because Chiron was half god, he couldn't die. So the poison didn't actually kill him. So he went through his life wounded, but it wouldn't heal. Didn't kill him, but it wouldn't heal. So we're looking at the analogy of the energy of Chiron conjuncting this eclipse to do with our relationships, Aries and Libra, the wounds that we've carried, and perhaps not just in this lifetime, perhaps in other ones. And do we really need to carry them any further? Because they can be not just of your lifetimes, but of your ancestors. Because sometimes we hold patterns, family dramas, traumas, and carry it on through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. I know in my own life, for a long time, I carried a family pattern of abandonment. But I recognized it, I acknowledged it, and I set about healing that pattern, that programming within me. So you might have an aha moment yourselves during the energies of today and the coming weeks of, oh my goodness, I keep repeating that, don't I? Oh, that keeps coming up. Why does it, every time I have a new relationship with anyone, whether it's romantic or not, why does that issue keep coming up? And to realize, oh, I'm projecting it onto them. They're probably unaware that I'm carrying this pattern or this programming, but I'm calling them in. So the law of attraction will bring these people, these situations into your life again and again and again until you acknowledge it and say, oh, right, this needs to go, doesn't it? So there's a very powerful energy around today and in the weeks and months to come of how we can say goodbye, adieu, à bientôt, just to patterns, to programming, to belief systems that you've carried on behalf of an awful lot of other people, and it's not yours. It's not yours. Let it go, bless it, release it, and let it go. So I hope that's been of some help to you all. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.